How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Falcon's Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to the movie review, aka after our soul review video for today. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2023 supernatural horror film, and this is the fifth installment of this iconic horror franchise, and that is Evil Dead Rise. Now, this is written and directed by Cronin, and this is actually his second film as director. And his very first film as director was called The Hole in the Ground, which I've never seen, but I thought that's pretty good. So he's now come to make a new film, which is basically a new installment of the Evil Dead franchise. And so the story of the film is that we follow a twisted tale of two estranged sisters whose reunion is cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. So that's pretty much the story of Evil Dead Rise. Now, I was really excited for this movie, and I'm a huge fan of the Evil Dead franchise myself. Like, I really love the first two Evil Dead films. They're one of my all-time favorite horror films. You know, they're just iconic classics, you know, from Sam Raimi, starring, of course, the one and only Bruce Campbell as Ash, one of the most iconic figures into the horror industry. And the third movie, Army of Darkness, I had a lot of fun with that movie as well. I thought that was an awesome entry to the trilogy. And I even enjoyed the remake. I thought the remake from 2013 wasn't all that too bad. I thought it was pretty good and all that. And so once I heard we were getting a new Evil Dead film, I was really looking forward to it. But I was also a little bit curious and all that, because for the most recent horror revival films and all that we've been getting lately, we've had a few pretty damn good ones in the last few years, and we've had a few that haven't been all that good and all that. I was hoping this film wasn't going to be like how the new Halloween films were like, because the first Halloween film from 2018 I thought was great, but then the last two films I thought they were disappointing films and all that. So I was hoping this film wasn't going to be anything like that. And I was also surprised to see that Bruce Campbell was not in the film as Ash, which that was kind of strange and all that. And I just immediately found out this film has like totally new different characters and all that. And I knew nothing much about these actors who were in this film and all that. But I was pretty intrigued to see what they were going to do for this film and all that, what this one was going for and all that. Since this is kind of set differently than the other films and all that. Since in the previous films they were mostly set in the woods and all that, but this one is set in an apartment and all that. So. Um, I went to see this film on the opening day, which was on the 21st of April, and there was quite a few people on the screen that I was in, but it really wasn't much of a full house, though. But after watching this whole movie, I gotta say here, guys, that I'm very happy this film did not disappoint here, because I had a lot of fun with Evil Dead Rise here. This movie was bloody awesome, and I can also say this was definitely a groovy time here, you guys. The things that I really liked in Evil Dead Rise was the setup for this film, because this film went for something completely different here from the previous films, because in the previous films they were mostly set in the woods, and for the characters they mostly involved best friends, boyfriends, girlfriends dealing with their addictions and all that, which I really loved in those movies. But for this film, it's set somewhere else, because this film is set in an apartment and deals with family and all that. And I thought all of that was really great here, and yeah, very well done here, because I found myself really digging with these characters and all that, for learning what their arcs are in the film. And I thought their arcs were pretty interesting here. Were pretty interesting as well and all that. And for the pacing for the film as well, I thought the pacing for this film was pretty well paced and all that, since the film's only now in 37 minutes here. And as for the acting in the film, I thought everyone was really strong for their performances here, like Lily Sullivan, Alicia Sutherland, Morgan Davis, Gabrielle Echols, and Nell Fisher. I thought everyone was really great here for the acting talent here in this film. And when it comes to the direction by Cronin, I thought he did a terrific job directing this film, and the cinematography as well was absolutely gorgeous here. Like, it represents the style from what the original films were like and all that, which were really exciting to see here. Like, for the way the camera moves and all that, which I thought all that was really fun and all that. And when it comes to the horror aspects of the film, I thought the horror aspects here in this film was absolutely insane, yet absolutely violent here. Like, there's a good amount of like bloody violence in the film, which when it comes to moments like that, they're all really fun for the most, but especially towards the finale of the film, which was really exciting. And when it comes to its like grotesque stuff, they're all really insane as hell. And there were times where I felt like and there were times where I didn't have my stomach, where I didn't feel like I was gonna have my stomach to myself and all that when it came to moments like that. But it was really insane for what was going on here. And when it comes to like really tense moments where it's about to build up to like jump scares and all that, I thought all that was really well done here, especially from its direction by Cronin, which again, like I said, he did a really great job directing this film and all that. And even when it comes to like effects moments, when it comes to moments in the film where I just use effects moments for like any scary scene in the film, I thought the effects for the most part were really well done here. Like, there's a good amount of practical effects and computer effects in this film, which all of that was really well handled here as well. However, the only flaw I only have with this film is the opening and closing of the film, which is basically set in the woods and all that. And I kind of felt it had little to do with anything from its main narrative of the film and all that, which that's my only flaw I only have with this film and all that. But In the end, guys, Evil Dead Rise, this was indeed an awesome, yeah, groovy time here, and I had a lot of fun with this movie from beginning to end here, and this is definitely another one of my favorite horror films of this year as well. And there are a few ways I could recommend this film. If you're a fan of the Evil Dead franchise, or you're a fan of like horror films that have something to do with demons, this is one you don't want to miss out for yourselves yet. And if it is still playing at a local cinema near you, I highly suggest to see this one with either your best friends or just yourself. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Evil Dead Rise. I'm gonna give Evil Dead Rise 4.5 out of 5. Despite having one flaw I have with this movie, I still managed to have a lot of fun with this movie. And like I said, this was indeed an awesome, yeah, groovy time here. And I'm very happy this one did not disappoint, since I'm a huge fan of this franchise myself, yeah. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my AK After Hours Soul review on Evil Dead Rise. And let me know what you think of this movie, if you have seen this already, or if you just recently checked out this film. Did you have a blast with this, or was it not really a popcorn treat? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Falcons Media Corner signing off.